What's up with you beautiful people? Your boy the Vuvuzela in the building. We've got 2 Champions League games and a Sporting game and a Tarka de Portugal game. 4 games in total, guys. It's a lot of games we've got to play through. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. Make sure you hit subscribe. Tell your parents, grandparents. This is episode 63 of the Vuvuzela Victory Challenge. I had to do some maths in my head. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's run that intro. What's up, folks? We're back for some cup competition. That's right. We've got 4 games today. That's right, 4 games. Now, one of the games, I'm going to do just key highlights in it to run through it because it could potentially be a game that we're not too worried about in the grand scheme of things, and that would be the Copenhagen game. Because if we beat Chelsea, or even if we get a draw against Chelsea, I feel like we could be a little bit more safer going into the last games of the season for the Champions League phase. A win here would absolutely be instrumental. It'll move us into that sort of top area, echelon area, and probably secure us a spot in the knockout phase. We're also then doing the League Cup match. Now, I know I said the League Cup isn't that important, and I am going to play the B team for this one against Sporting CP. I made a decision that I'm going to allow the B team to play in the all League Cup games. So depending on how many we do, they will get an opportunity there. And then our final game, we're going to Rio Ave, or they're coming to us rather, in the Cup competition. The Cup de Portugal was the Taca de Portugal, 6th round for that one. So those are all the games. In terms of how we've done since the Real Madrid shock winner, we've been on a very, very good form, only conceding 4 goals, or 5 goals rather, in a whole handful of games. 8 games to be precise is pretty good. We have scored a lot more than that, starting with a 4-1 victory. We then went to Astoria Paria came to us, beating them 3-1. CS Maritimo was our next away game, beating them 3-1. We then beat Sporting in the league 2-0. Desportivo Chaves in the Taca de Portugal 5th round. They're a 3rd tier team, beat them 6-0. Then beat Portimonense 1-0. Braga, a huge game, 4-0. And in our most recent game, broke the Portuguese Liga record for most goals scored in a single game, 7-2. 9 goals in total, the previous record being 8 goals in an 8-0 victory Porto had a couple of years ago. So there we go, Domini being on the score sheet. Nice to see Figueira picked up a hat-trick in that game and really coming into stride again, finding that form that he lost a little bit in the mid part of this sort of run that we had. He's been on a bit of a goal drought. It was his first goal. In fact, I think his first goal was against Chavez, yeah. That marked 8 games without a goal since then. So he has been struggling a little bit for form. Hopefully he can find that form against Chelsea. Some team news, obviously, for Chelsea. Varela out for another 4 more weeks. Lucas Duath out for another 2 more weeks after he picked up an injury against Braga. And Almeida picked up a very long-term injury of our 6-0 victory over Desportivo Chaves. He was out for 5 weeks, down to 10 days. We're almost there to get him back. Nunes has recovered from his little knock. Only 45 minutes available to play. And the last bit of team news is Domini is currently unhappy at the squad because he wants a new contract. I offered him a new contract. I offered him 140. He said absolutely no. He wants £250,000. Now, in the grand scheme of things, we show you this screen. Our top earner currently is on 165, and that's David Carmo. He's leaving at the end of the season. His contract is set to expire. Lucas Gurdiath is our second highest earner on 160. Then it goes to the 140 mark. Now, Domini, in fairness, is only earning 90,000, and he is probably one of our best players we currently have in the squad. I don't want to give him 200,000 because the problem is if I give him 200,000, players like Orestes, who's sitting on 67,000, Lucas Mash, who's listed as our key player, on 89,000, Figueira on 93,000. Even the likes of Almeida, who's only 20 years old, on 120, will probably ask for a lot more money. And we just look at the finances. We don't have that money at the moment. We're 26 million in debt for the club. Transfer budget of 0. I had to reduce that just to get the wage budget back on the books normally. So huge implications for next season as well. Doesn't bode well for our scouting budget either in terms of that. And the fact that we only keep 55% of revenue means it will be a little bit difficult to make signings, considering that the board have only agreed to give us 6.79 million next season. So giving Domini 200k is probably not the smartest move. He is going to play in today's game. Marcio is going to come on the right. Nunez is not 100% fit. Orestes, Julius Cesar, and Barco in the defense. Barco, our third top goal scorer, by the way, just behind Figueira and Imiga. In the midfield, Eletu and Moya will continue there with the absence of Darren Guath. Imiga on the right, Domini in the middle, Match on the left. Match is our second highest assister with 11 assists. Domini with 16 assists broke the record for Porto, which stood at 15. And then up front, Figueiro, who's found his goal-scoring boots again. 17 goals this season, 9 assists. Huge game. We're taking on Chelsea. We've already upset Real Madrid. Can we do it again? Let's get to the game. Of course, Chelsea under Marco Rose have this sort of little box formation, the 4-2-2-2 formation, which does mean we could exploit the wings a little bit. Do have a former Sporting guy in Inacio in the goals. Probably the best goalkeeper in the current universe in Restus playing there. So it will be a difficult team to break down with Casado and Fernandez Neto holding the backline with Fofana and Inacio. It might be a little bit difficult to break them down. Up front, Eli Wahi. I cannot disregard him. Only 9 goals this season, though. And alongside him is Vasquez, who is a guy that we scouted. And as you can see, 20 finishing. Yeah. Only 11 goals, though, from 25 games. So hopefully he has one of those bad games that he had recently, I guess. But I mean, 11 goals in 25 games is not something to throw around or willy-nilly. We've got a guy that's sitting around that mark. Oh, I suppose it's 17 in that amount of games. But match is underway. Of course, a victory here will help us move a lot more forward. Casado gets the clearance, not as far as the rest as Julio Cesar, who I haven't spoken much about, but he has been absolutely fantastic as the left-hand side. Domini with the shot. Goes wide in the end. Keeper Resta's got a hand to that, I guess. Domini with the corner. Going to the near post. Can't get past the head of James. But Moya with the shot. That came out of nowhere. And a great save from Restas. That probably would have been goal of the season if that went in. That was blistering. Julius is on the back post. Yet to get us a proper corner goal, Julius Cesar has struggled a little bit in terms of aerial threat that he was kind of brought in for. Of course, mainly brought in for his defensive duties, which he's done exceptionally well. His goal-scoring attributes, though, as a tall centre-back, hasn't really come into fruition as such. But I am happy with the way he has defended. Him and Orestes, the Brazilian kids in the midfield, in the defense, have been absolutely fantastic. Casado trying to come through the middle now, playing it slowly forward. Mortellelo, Fofana, looking for Vasquez with his 20 finishing. Out on the wing, though, not going to use that 20 finishing, but he does use his crossing ability to pick up Hinsape from left back. Cutting inside there. Beautiful little header from him. Chelsea do take the lead. A 1-0 victory would be enough for Chelsea to qualify, by the way, in the top 8. They need a victory as much as what we do in this one. And, well, we need to fight back. We've done it before against Real Madrid. Hopefully we can do it again at Stamford Bridge. Of course, the Madrid team, I need to notice that they have dropped tremendously. They were sitting in 3rd when we took them on. After that loss, they dropped down to 11th. It shows you how competitive that top half really is. And Chelsea currently leading 1-0. We need to sort ourselves out. Get your acts together, guys. You haven't been doing well. We haven't really been threatening. Other than the Moya shot, I don't think anything. Domini's shot was close, I guess, as well, because keeper got a hand to it. But we haven't really been in this game at all. Here comes their goal scorer, Casado, now with the ball, trying to cross low. Casado has another chance. He took the shot this time. And of course, he scores his first Chelsea goal for the season against us. It took 46 minutes in the Champions League second half for them to double their lead. Casado with Hinsapi. Beautiful little pass there. Got a bit fortunate that it took a deflection of the defender and landed perfectly in his way. But we've got a huge mountain now to climb. With this result means Chelsea will go top of the table. Of course, that will mean confirm that they will qualify for the next phase. Benfica and PSG have already confirmed their spot as well, by the way. They're the only two teams that have confirmed their playoff section. At least. Fernando's Neto, Casado looking for Wahi. Vanna running forward with the ball now. Marcio picks up off there. Fernandez looking for James on the right-hand side. Managed to keep him a little bit quiet. And Mash does very well there to get the ball away from him. Domini boxed in, but he's a good breakaway with Moya now. And Moya just ran out of time and space. So I don't know what happened there. But Vanna is through. Somehow got a shot off there after two defenders try to block him off. That was impressive from Vanna. I was actually quite impressed there. Domini not playing well. Imogen not playing well. Domini for Tereko. We're going to bring on Gilmire. Came back from his loan, by the way. We had a very successful loan as a striker and attacking midfielder. So we are giving him a few more minutes playing in that role. We didn't really have a proper backup in terms of him. Terekos has filled in a few games, but haven't really been completely impressed with him. But I am impressed with him that he can come on as a right mid today. Figueira hasn't been involved in the game at all. Lisbon can come on there. Elsewhere, I'm looking at the likes of Julio Cesar and Barco not playing well. Moya not playing well. It's time for Martin Neto to have a bit of a run. Get some experience in that midfield. Try and hold them down a little bit more. Keep them a bit more quiet. We need to get some goals in this game, though. We do desperately need to get some goals. Even if we can score one, we can say that we've scored a goal against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League. Is that a penalty? It's not a penalty. Taylor will clear. Orestes will keep that in play, but he's given the ball away. Marcio wins it back while Orestes has a second chance to keep it, and he doesn't. Gives it to Vasquez with his 20 finishing. Finds Vanna, who we've seen can bully our defense and still take shots and score this time. Questions over the goalkeeper there. I feel like he should have got down quicker than that. And I don't know, I'm just trying to find somebody to blame for that. Vanna just showed his worth, that he can just run through the defense. That was disappointing. That was disappointing. I guess the Copenhagen game is becoming a little bit more important than I thought it would be. I really believed we could have gotten at least a draw against Chelsea. But Montelo is going to try and make it 4. Hits the bar. We're getting a bit lucky there. Just please blow the end of the whistle, guys. I'm tired of this game. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. This is our first loss in 8 games, or 9 games, actually. I think 9 or 10 games, actually. It's been a while. Our last loss came against Fiorentina in the Champions League, so domestically, we've been undefeated, which is great, I guess. Mash with the corner. Can we get a consolation goal? Can Lisboa get onto the score sheet? Orestes trying, though, and his head goes just wide. Past Orestes' goals. Not really troubling the French goalkeeper at all there. We've got another corner just before the end of the game. Orestes trying again, this time over the top instead of wide. And the game's going to end for 3-0 to Chelsea, which does leave us in a little bit of a pickle in the Champions League. It does mean that there's no chance of us making it into the top 8. What it does mean, though, is we're sitting 1 point above the likes of everybody in the bottom. But Ajax, Dynamo, Real Sociedad all have games. And if they all win their games in hand, that's 3 spots down. We move closer to where Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Bayern Munich having a terrible Champions League, by the way. But yeah, that is not great. Right, we're coming back for the Sporting game. Of course, I'm probably going to do highlights on that one to see how we did. I think that might be the play. I think that might be the play. And then we'll go to the Copenhagen game. Right, guys, we're back for the Sporting game. Now, I know I promised 4 games. I'm not, unfortunately. I don't think we'll have enough time to do all 4 games after that Chelsea game, which means the Copenhagen is. So what we are going to do is the Rio Ave game is going to come in tomorrow's episode. And then if we win that game, we'll do the semi-final match as well. We have been drawn to play either Maritimo or Braga in these semi-finals if we go past Rio Ave, obviously. So that's what we'll do. If we don't beat Rio Ave, if we get knocked out of that cup, I am then going to come back towards the end of the season. Obviously, depending on Champions League, if we have Champions League in between, we'll have to wait and see. But then we'll come back for that Benfica game for next episode. But for now, we're taking on Sporting, and as promised, it is going to be a makeshift team or a rotated team. We are playing our youngsters, so we're going to do that. Segawa will come in goals. Marcio is going to continue on the right-hand side. We don't have Gonzalez. We did sell him now, so he is out of the club. We did pick up quite a bit of nice transfer for him. I think it was 1 point something million, which is surprisingly good. In terms of the defense, Carmo is going to come on the right-hand side with Chu Du Yong on the left-hand side, with Barco coming off for Raul Perez, who's actually been very, very good at the times we've called upon him. In the midfield, I am going to go with... I was going to go with Varela, but he's not 100% fit. You know, I'm going to go with Moya and Neto in the midfield. Emaga's been playing very, very well on the right. Almeida not 100% fit. I'm going to go with Terekos, though, on the right-hand side with Domini coming in for Gilmere. Lucas Marsh not 100% fit. He picked up a slight little knock, but he was never going to play. Silva will come in on there, and Figueroa is going to come off for Lisboa. Coming into the time, Matos will come in on the bench because we have another spot available on said bench. So that is the team that's taking on Sporting. Like I said, it is our B team. It is our rotated team. That is what we're doing. Let's get into the game. Well, Amarin going for a bit of a rotated team in Sporting. They are playing a little bit more defensive. It is what Amarin loves to play, the 3-man back, which proved to be quite useful for us against, like we did against Real Madrid. They played the 3 at the back, and we did land up winning that game. So maybe that's an omen. We do have a free kick that's resulted into a corner. Terekos can't beat the front man. It looks like they're playing with no shirts on. Look at that. Very weird little outfit. But what a goal! Mateus Moya. You tried to do that in the previous game. You've done it in this game. 9 minutes in. Neutral ground, of course. We're playing at the Stade de Luge, I think. Terekos with the shot. Marcio gives it off to Moya. Turns and just shoots. And past Stenchkal's goal. That was a cracker of a goal. Sorry, playing at the Stadio Municipal de Liera in Liera. The other game is at Stade de Luge. But what a finish. What an absolute cracker of a goal. Actually, no, I lied. The other game's at our stadium, by the way, Dragao, because of Benfica playing in that game. But what a finish from Moya. My word, that was absolutely sensational. Terekos with the free kick, got the save earlier. Stejkal gets the save again. We have another corner. I suppose that goal came from the result of a second round corner, I guess. This time to the back post. This time the keeper saves that and holds onto that. No rebound balls. Sporting now have possession deep in their own half as they're going to try and play out from the back. We know Amarin loves to play out the back, and we do have a good pressing game, which does often cause mistakes like that because Silva's picked up in a dangerous position. Silva tried to run through. That would have been some finish. That would have been a great little finish. Feel like he should have finished that, though. Neto with the corner this time to the near post. Can't find the first man yet again. We've been struggling to beat that first man when it comes to corners. Oh, that was a late tackle from Cho Du Yong, and I think he's straight red. Yep. Oh, this has now hurt us a little bit. Unfortunately, Gilmeres will be the one to make way. Julio Cesar will have to come in there and play on the right-hand side. Does mean we're going to play without an attacking midfielder. Doesn't mean we have to play a bit narrow, but they've got that 3-man defense. You know, I'm going to leave it out the attacking midfielder for now, and let's see how things go. There is other tactics we can switch to make life a little bit easier, but a 3-man defense is not one of those options that I have at the moment. I suppose we could go to a tactic similar to them and just play with the 1 DM, if that is an option. Half time, it is 1-0 to Porto. I'm not going to make any changes. I'm just saying, you know, we have the numerical disadvantage. We need to just keep our composure, keep struggling. They haven't had a shot on target yet, and that is ideal. We might look like to shut up shop at around the 70th minute mark. Maybe bring on that third defender. And then just, you know, play like that. I don't know what I can do, to be completely honest. I'm happy with how it's going. They've switched their little tactic. They're going to go and push a bit more forward. I'm going to bring on some swaps as well. Our goalkeeper got injured. Hand injury, I mean. Do we bring on Fabio Cruz? I can't risk it. Meisler, come on. Fabio Cruz hasn't played a single game in this season. I'm not going to risk it. Cesar already on a yellow card. Karma on 640. Up front, we've been very, very poor. Silva coming for Imega on the left-hand side. Let him try his luck. We haven't trained any other tactics for Porto. I've stuck to this one, and it's been very, very useful for us. I'll swear, Moya on a yellow card does worry me a little bit, but I'm going to put faith in him. Only that one swap. Well, 2 swaps with our goalkeeper coming off. Luckily, we do have Meisler on the bench. I do like these cup games where you get 12 substitutes. But now they have a chance deep in the second half. Sessignon looking for Manu. They are pushing a little bit more forward now, Sporting. Trying to get into the game, trying to create something. Was that offside? The flagsman's flag stayed down. I don't think that was offside. I think that is a goal. Yeah, I did think so. And that worries me a little bit now, because it does mean we're going to go to extra time if it stays like this. But that was a great little run from Gerber. We don't need to see the offside. I mean, you could see that was onside. If we can hold on, maybe steal something in the last 9 minutes. We haven't looked outside. We haven't had a shot in this half. I just said that we just took a shot now in the second half. And it is going to come and go, which does mean we're going into straight into penalties. Okay. All right, let me set out the penalty list and we'll get into the penalties. All right, there Almeida stepping up for the first penalty. And Meisler has guessed wrong on that occasion. Neto will be stepping up to take our first penalty. Of course, we don't have Barco, who's our regular penalty kick taker. And Stejkal makes the save. Sessignon for their penalty. Second penalty. Easily picked. Again, Meisler picks the wrong side. Terekos has a good penalty kick on him, apparently. 16 penalties. And he makes sure that he puts it in. Neto, by the way, had a 16 penalty as well. He's the same as Barco. Those are our top 3 penalty kick takers. Gerber steps up. Gerber puts it in. I thought Meisler actually got a hand to that. Emega steps up. Came on as a substitute. Takes it and scores it. We could really do with a save right now. Pure taking their next penalty. Sporting line up and takes it, and he scores it. He scores well, which means now our next taker has to score that. It's going to fall on Lisboa. He's been on a goal drought. Hasn't scored in 12 hours of football. He has a penalty now to try and get that goal in. And he does score. I suppose it doesn't count towards his goal drought, though, but it's a goal. But it all is going to fall on Meisler's shoulders now. He needs to save Hajdari's penalty. Can Meisler do it? He needs to save this. He needs to save this for us to stay in. He guessed the wrong way. We're out of the League Cup. Sporting beat us on penalties. That's our first local defeat in Portugal. Red card from Cho really derailed us there. I'm proud of the efforts though, guys. We held on. We held on for long there. We're coming back for that Copenhagen game. I think we've got a couple of days rest. We're back for the Copenhagen game. This is a huge, huge game for us. We need to win it. Well, we need a point or a victory to guarantee us a spot in the next round. At least we won't make it to the top 8, but at least we can make it to the knockout phases. A loss, and if results go the other way, we can still make it, but we do. I want a victory. Meisler in goals, Nunes at right back, Orestes, Julius is on the midfield, Barker on the left, Moya, Eletu, Imiga, Dami, Mash, and Figueroa all starting. Let's get to the game. Kickoff is underway. Like I said, we need a victory. The only sort of teams that can sort of knock us out if we lose. Oh, I need to change the screen. I had it like this for the penalties, didn't I? There we go. That's better. We missed an opportunity there. Like I was saying, the only teams that we need to really worry about if we do lose is the likes of PSV. They can still come up ahead of us. And I think there was another 2 teams there, which I couldn't see because I didn't have time. But we need a victory. A victory here, even a draw, would be enough to secure us a spot. Obviously, a victory means we'll finish a little bit higher because we've got a good goal difference, funny enough, in the Champions League. That came after the 5-0 victory of PSV. Imiga almost put it in the back of the net there. That was just to the side of it. Of course, they do have former Wonder kid, Rooney Bargi. If you're an FM manager player, you know he becomes a really, really good player if developed properly. He never really developed Rooney Bargi in this game. Had a look at his stats. He looks okay. He doesn't look bad, but he looks okay. He really does. Orestes with the header. Just over the top of Jules' goal. As it stands right now with the draw, it does mean we go ahead of Fiorentina because of goal difference. Halftime, 0-0. Very poor game, actually. We're going to just tell people to, play better. Play better. That is what we want. Of course, a victory here would take us above Ajax into 21st. That is probably the highest. That is the highest we can finish, is above Ajax. I don't think Ajax play. No. And PSV are losing, so it seems like we should be okay. Nothing has happened in the second half. Let's bring on some subs, bring on something to change a little bit. Figueroa not playing well. Lisboa can come in there. Domini not playing well either. Gilmere come in there. Julius is on a yellow, worries me a little bit. So Cho Du-Yong come in, even though you got a red card in the last game. We will just turn a blind eye to that red card at the moment because Julius is on a yellow. It does worry me. Moya with the free kick, looking for Mash at the back post. And he can't make the header count. He was in acres of space and just couldn't get his header done time. Not known for his headering abilities is Lucas Mash. But as the clock ticks down, we've got 10 minutes left. It looks like it is going to end off 0-0 unless Mash can do something here. Hits the crossbar. 7 minutes left, 6 minutes left. If it stays like this, we do go through in 22nd place to the knockout phases. They've got a corner now. They can't do anything about it. Goal here would actually be terrible. I don't want a goal because then we could land up getting seeded very last, which means we'll take on the team that came in 9th place. But Mash picks up a loose ball. Mash has got some pace on him. Can't find the right gap, but he finds Emigo, who finds Gilmere, who scores his first ever goal for Porto this season. Beautiful goal. They're checking for offside. I don't think it was offside. I think it is a goal. It is going to count. And that is the goal that we needed. Came in the 91st minute. Lucas Mash found Emiga on the wing, and Gilmere easily dispatched that into the back of the net. And that was a goal. That was a goal, and it is now 1-0 to Porto with, 3 minutes left to play. I think there was 3 minutes extra time or 5 minutes extra time. So 3 minutes left to play. I was right. My maths was good. We do go up to 20th, though, because RB Leipzig lost a point somewhere. I think they were drawing and they've maybe lost the game. But that is fantastic news, which does mean we go into the knockout phase of the Champions League in 20th place. So not a bad showing. I would have preferred, teams like Real Sociedad, we should have won that game. The rest, we took on Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG, and they all in the promotion. So there's that. But yeah, I feel like the Real Sociedad game was one that we should have maybe won. Would have been better. Even the Fiorentina game, I think we kind of should have won that one. The 2-1 loss to Fiorentina did just hamper things a little bit. But with that being said, he's out for 3 months. He's on loan. He's on loan. We can send him to a specialist, though. All right, with that being said, ladies and gents, that is the end of the video. We've beaten Copenhagen. We are coming back in just 2 games' time against Rio Ave for the Taça de Portugal 6th round. And then we've got Champions League knockout games coming up as well in that video. So there we go. Well, guys, I know I promised 4. I know I mentioned in the video only 3 videos. It just was too much to actually record everything, so we had to split it up into 2. But at least we got through to the next round of the Champions League, albeit through a knockout. Don't know who we're playing yet. We're probably going to come back for that. Hit subscribe. Tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, haters, thumbs up, all that jazz. Your boy, the Vuslap, is out of here. Peace and chicken grease.